So for the micronutrients part, I'm going to show you the book. Micronutrients, as you can see from the name, we don't need a lot of micronutrients because micro means small and nutrients mean nutrients. So micronutrients are basically the nutrients that are required in small amounts. Okay. And they are essential for carrying out the body functions. Micronutrients has all the essential minerals and vitamins. Like when you eat fruits and vegetables, you get the minerals and vitamins from them. When you eat other foods, you also get minerals or vitamins from them. And vitamins are basically really nice foods that you really need, and they are antioxidants for your body. And they are basically they do not have a lot of energy. They do not consist. They're not basically sources of energy. They are cofactors for the enzymes, and the enzymes are proteinaceous in nature. That's what we discussed. Basically, this table. Please take a moment and read this table. This is basically very important for you to see what the minerals are required. There are macro minerals that we need, and there are their functions written in here. So sodium is included. Sodium would be helping in fluid balance, nerve transmission, and muscle contraction. Chlorine would be included in fluid balance, stomach acid production. You know, your stomach has hydrochloric acid, so the chlorine in the hydrochloric acid comes from the chloride. And when you excrete out urine, when you urinate, that has sodium. So the sodium balance is maintained through sodium. Other than that, while nerve transmission, I'll show you an image of the nerve transmission where there are sodium and potassium ions being transferred in and out of the nerve cells to produce an impulse. Let me just show you it real quick. So nerve transmission. Wait. Oh my god. Transmission. Yes, I am opening it on Google, and yes, I spelled it wrong. Okay. This is the picture of a neuron. I'm zooming it in so you can look at it clearly. This is a cell body. Now, there are some sodium ions and there are some potassium ions inside it. Now let me show you how nerve transmission happens. Not this one. Here I found it. So you can see there are potassium ions and there are sodium ions. So potassium ions, there is some quantity of potassium ions inside the cell, and there are some quantity of sodium ions also inside the cell. So when they exchange, when the charges transfer, like you see there the negative charges in there in inside the cell, and there are positive charges outside the cell. These charges need to exchange to produce a nerve impulse. Now let's not go into a lot of details, and let's get back to our topic. Okay, so if you have read this, I'll just get to the next line. Now we also have minerals that are solid and organic substances that form crystals and are classified depending on how much of them we need. Trace minerals means we need it in less amounts. They are required in a few milligrams or less. And there are macrominerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, phosphorus. They are required in a little more amount, like hundreds of milligrams, because they make our bones, like bone tissue, and they are helpful in maintaining the fluid balance and synthesizing hormones, transmitting nerve impulses. When your muscles contract, there are some calcium ions which are involved in muscle contraction and relaxation. And these minerals will also protect us against free radicals in the body, which would cause cancer. Now, let's not talk about it, okay? Well, free radicals in the body can mutate our DNA, and minerals would help not to do that. Will help prevent the mutation. Now there are vitamins. You must have heard about vitamin A, B, C, and D, and then E, and then you have vitamin K. And you can see there are a lot of types of minerals, vitamins given here, that there's B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, B12. Then there is C, and then there are fat soluble vitamins. Please take a while and read these vitamins and their functions, and then we can move on and discuss them. Pause the video if you need to. Okay. As I told you, there are 13 vitamins, and they are involved in a lot of functions, such as making RBCs, synthesizing bone tissues, and playing a role in normal vision, nervous system function, and immune system function. There are also diseases that can happen because of vitamin deficiencies. For example, of deficiency in niacin. What is a niacin? Let's see what is a niacin. Niacin is B3. So when B3 is less in our body, it can cause a disease called pellagra, which okay. And then there are like dementia included in the pellagra disease, which can also happen diarrhea, dermatitis, dementia, and then death. If you are deficient in vitamin D, you'll have rickets. If you're deficient in vitamin C, you'll get scurvy. If you are deficient in vitamin A, you'll get night blindness. Now, let me tell you what scurvy is. Scurvy is when your teeth start to bleed, and the connective tissues holding up your scars, holding up your wounds, they just open up and then they start to bleed. So the scar tissue would form because of the presence of vitamin C. And there are in the eyes, there are rod, and there are rhodopsins and other things that will help you see. And when you don't have vitamin A, you won't be able to produce those rhodopsins and stuff. Rickets is basically when your bones soften and then they start to bend. This is very common in places where they don't have a lot of vitamins. Sorry, they don't have a lot of nutrients. So yeah, please take a while and read this. This is basically the summary of all the nutrients that are required in their functions, and you may like to read it. That's it for this section though.